Hey guys, welcome back to A Community for All of Us. I'm your host, Derek, and I have my beautiful co-hosts, Nikki, and my good friend, Harold. As we're looking at today, Master Far, how are you doing today? So we have a lot that's going to be going on today, and we got some news we're going to be getting into tonight. We're going to show some of the figures that we have in a little bit, but we got some news that's going to be coming out that we'll be talking about. And from that, so how you been there, Nikki Poo?
I've been good. It's been hot.
It's been hot, yes. It's been very, very hot. We were I wasn't able to do the show last week because it was just too hot and had too many issues with
We had thunderstorms and our power went out.
yes. That's the other thing
hmm
we'll say.
Yeah, it
And
made
then
the internet really spotty.
yes, and then this week it's been hot. Next week it's going to be even hotter.
Mhm.
So I have a cooler with some a cool drink, and then Nikki got me an ice pack that if I have to, I can put an ice pack on over my heart to keep it cool and cool down. So yeah, man, it has been a very, very interesting week. I think Harold is probably going to be with us in just a second. I think he I guess had to run back, so I'll just take his screen off for a second. So as we're getting into today, some things I want to show off that I got this week, which I was very surprised by. Nikki surprised me with a couple of GI Joe figures. I'll make my screen bigger. One of the figures she got me is Doc from GI Joe Classified series. I always wanted this character as a kid. I thought it was cool that he was a doctor and he kind of like take care of him. Him and Rescue was another one of my favorite characters, along with Barbecue and Blowtorch. But I was never able to get him for myself. And Nikki actually surprised me. She actually surprised me with three GI Joes. She was like, "I'm gonna have to get Derek this GI Joe because he just looks so cool." And this is Dark Soul, and I have to say that with the head sculpt, we went with this one with the tongue all hanging
I
out.
thought his
Nikki
name's
said, "Kind
Dark
of look
Lawn.
dark long." Thank you. Looks like a
Hmm.
kiss head sculpt.
He
So
does.
we have reviews up for him and for Doc. And then on top of it, Nikki surprised me with old barbecue. I mean, old blowtorch, and I love the way he looks. The blowtorch in the red version, I got the one that's in the night version, the black, the blue, and green colors. But the red one was a Target exclusive, and I was never able to get my hands on it. But Nikki saw this guy and picked him up for me. So yeah, pretty excited with that. Let me bring y'all back. Make my screen smaller. So
Yeah,
what
we're
did
back.
you get, Nikki? What new things did you
Um,
get?
well, I got this a while back, but we had him packed away because we were working with some other like toys we were putting out and rearranging, and I pulled him out to look at. But I guess it's gonna be a series of Nikki doing wrestling toys.
Yeah, well, slow
But
down. Hey, you're moving around, so it's making it blurry. So kind of hold it where because
oh,
you're having to
okay.
use your camera, your phone camera. So and that'll
So
give
it's
it a
Seth
chance to
freaking Rollins.
nice.
We got the
Back in
deluxe version with all his. This was a very fun costume. This is what he looked like when he wore it.
very cool.
One of my favorites is Seth freaking Rollins and Becky, his wife,
Yeah,
Rebecca.
and Becky's wife. So there we have Harold. How are you doing today, Harold?
I'm doing all right, brother. Hope you are. I mean,
Yeah. Did you get anything new lately?
sadly, no.
Oh, that is sad. That's
Not
so sad.
not that I haven't had any offers, but when it comes to things you want versus things you need, you got to get the things you need.
That is very much the truth. Absolutely. Plus, you're holding the house down by yourself this week. So yeah. Now
Yes, sir.
You went to the show. Now you went. Did you do the show by yourself, or was Shelley able to go with you, or did she already on her missing trip by then?
She did get to do Friday setup day with me, and she did get to do Saturday. But
Okay.
Sunday, I had to have a couple friends of ours from church pick me up for church, then turn around. They were good enough to take me to the show afterwards and drop me out, and then they came and picked me up afterwards, and even helped me take my tables down and stuff. So
Oh wow, nice.
That was really
yeah,
nice of them.
That is.
it was. And y'all have heard me. I mean, I've got better friends than I deserve. These guys here up above me included.
Oh,
You're a good friend, and we're very blessed to have you in our life. So
Well, thank you.
yeah, yeah. So we were just talking about that. Talk about some of the toys. I'm pretty excited. I got some reviews that's going to be coming out. But one thing that we all three like, which we're going to be talking about in the news today, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up this real quick. And let me see. There it is. We're going to pull this up, and we're going to talk about the new blitz, I guess you could call it, for Fortnite.
Hmm.
Let me go here.
By
So
the
I
way, love
got
the.
what now?
I said, by the way, love the hat.
Thank you. Nikki got this thing for me at Walmart actually.
we
So
got it in the craft section.
yeah, in the
In the
craft shop
craft
section, you're
section.
right.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Oh.
100% cotton, and cotton's really breathable, and
Mhm.
it's hard to find a non-mixed hat nowadays. But
So Fortnite has come out with a new and it's definitely designed for people that use their phones, their mobile app to play Fortnite. And if you do that, like Nikki and I do sometimes when we have to go to doctor's appointments or we're, other places, we are Fortnite junkies. And so we play Legos and other things. And so they have a new thing which Nikki and I got three crowns and got the limited edition umbrella. But if you play and you do well and keep on playing and you do it 10 times, you do get this as a free skin when you complete everything. They just added Hank Hill. Yeah, they added Hank Hill and all the for Father's Day weekend. They added like the burger joint and Hank Hill and um gosh, I can't remember all of them, but there was like different cartoon fathers that they have for Father's Day. So they had that in
Oh
the
man.
shop. But I was very surprised. This is a really cool skin. I actually been playing with this skin. It looks like a Doctor Doom
Doctor Doom.
looking type skin. But yeah, if you haven't got it yet, Harold, I'll be happy to help you earn what you need to earn so you can get that as a free skin this season. A lot of cool things. You got a superhero thing going on. Something that I saw that's going to be coming out. I don't have images for it yet, but Jim Lee has done a Fortnite artwork and apparently a Superman skin, which will be in that cartoon style that you can get with certain Marvel characters, like I have with the Winter Soldier and Deadpool and Wolverine. Apparently, they're going to have a Superman skin. It's going to have that same cartoony look, but it's going to be based off of Jim Lee's artwork. And I
Hmm.
was like, that is going to be so cool. Uh, what do y'all think? Are y'all interested in doing this? I mean, I know Nikki's answer, but the audience don't know Nikki's answer. Go right ahead. What do y'all think?
I was surprisingly thought this was a very fun game. The island map is smaller for the Blitz version. Yeah, it's only 35 players. Um, and it's well 36 if you go in as duels, obviously the evens instead of odds. And we really liked it. We thought it would if you're only have time for a little bit, or you have very short attention span, the most you're going to play is probably 10 minutes on this before it's over.
Yes. Which is surprising. I am actually able to share, so I'm gonna pull this up. Um, but overall, I think Fortnite's been knocking it out of the park, and I do have this to share. Have you got to play with it yet, Harold? The Blitz part of it?
Not yet. I've just been so busy. By the time I get one shred of downtime, I just stare off into space. Sadly.
Cause of being tired and everything. I can understand that. That very
Mm.
much so. Let's see here. Did that? Okay. Sorry, guys. I had it and I hit the X button on it by accident and got rid of it. So let me try and put it back up again. Here we go.
Oh.
So,
There's also a new Lego. It's called Lego Fortnite Lego Expeditions, and you get to
Mm-hmm.
go to the Supernova Academy and be one of the three powers they have up right now. One's a hunter, one's like a rift, deals with the rift crystals or something, and the other person's like a spellcaster. And so you can go through and accomplish, and there's even a storyline to it where you have to run around. It's more of an RPG. And so
Oh,
you run
cool.
around and you talk to Superman, and then you talk to Hope, and you talk to Diego, and
hey, you're
even Rose.
nice. Sorry, you're a little loud, so you're popping in my headphone because I'm
Oh,
getting
okay.
you from the door too. So,
Oh, okay.
and so with that, I had to take my headphones out. You were making my ear popping because you
I'm
were
sorry.
echoing in my
I'm
ear.
like,
I'm sorry.
well, let me run and close the door between us real quick.
All right. So here is the Superman skin. Hey, who's meowing at me? Hey, girl. Here is the Superman skin that you'll be that they're talking about, which is going to, I guess, going to be coming out on June 11th. Um, so that looks like it's going to be cool. I- And so, oh,
Yeah, what's up? I'm shutting the door. Is it? Okay, I'll try to talk quieter.
there we go. It's okay. It was just popping. I was just getting a feedback. So here is the Superman. And we're gonna see this from Jim Lee. What skins do you have? I have over 487 different skins. Actually, close to more now. So I've got like 30, 40 plus Marvel skins, and then I have a lot of the because I've been with Fortnite since they did chapter 2. Um, I was on it right when it was X, and then um, I didn't come back to it till chapter 2, and then I've gotten all the limited edition skins and all those, and competition skins too that I have. So it's like 480. Was like what 487 the last time you said you saw on my Fortnite
Yeah,
account, Nikki?
yes, something like that.
Yeah. How much?
I think 470.
Okay. So, and you can go ahead and talk up a little louder. You're
Okay.
whispering, I
I
can tell.
was, yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah, I can tell you're whispering. It's all right. You were just with us being not that far away this time. You were reverbing through my headset, so you're all.
Yeah,
But
I shut the
we got all
door.
the audio gear.
Oh, okay.
So
I shut the door, so that should help.
that helped out a whole bunch. I appreciate it. So
Good.
yeah, so here's the Superman skin. If y'all get to see that, so that actually looks like it's something that's going to look pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't wait. What do you think? Are you a more Marvel fan, Harold, or are you more of a DC?
Although I like Marvel, I'm kind of, I don't know. I mean, it all depends on the hero. really. I mean,
I can understand
yeah,
that. I'm Me and Nikki have always been more DC.
yeah.
But and I have a thing for Superman since that was the first comic book I ever had. One of the first superhero movies I ever saw as a kid was Superman.
Hmm.
So Superman's always had a big place in my heart. But the one that took me and made me where I loved him the best was Batman. So I'm a huge
Hmm.
Batman
Oh yes.
fan. I read Superman because I really enjoyed Lex Luthor. So,
Hmm.
and I actually like Supergirl more than I do Superman. So, uh, Kara is actually someone I like a lot. And then I actually like Superboy, which is Connor Kent, and not his son Jonathan Kent, but Connor, which was the clone of Superman
Hmm.
from the death of Superman. So it's always been funny for Superman. I've always loved the supporting cast a little bit more than him himself. But Batman, I love
Hmm.
Batman more than I did the supporting cast, except for Damien. When Damien came into the thing, I had kids when I was teaching because I taught kids with behavior focus and
Hmm.
coming out of juvie or almost going into juvie, and they all
Hmm.
reminded me of Damian Wayne with their attitude, and I just
Yeah.
fell in love with that
Because
character. But
Damien, he was like, Batman was trying to steer him right, but he was so brainwashed by the League of Assassins.
yep, but
I
he
mean, if anybody hasn't seen the film Son of Batman,
yes.
it's an animated film. I recommend you at least see that if you.
And now more than ever, I mean, now they came out with the fact that Wonder Woman will have a daughter. Her name will be Trinity, which will be the future. And
Oh.
you have Batman Damian will then be taking Bruce Wayne's spot and become Batman. So they were like showing some things off for DC's future. And
Hmm.
that to me, I was like, that's gonna be pretty cool. That's gonna be pretty cool all the way
A,
around.
a nice little passing of the torch. I mean,
Yes, very much
possibly.
so. And speaking of comics and everything that's going to come, something that hit comic news this week, I want to go ahead and pull that up, which I was surprised by was the fact that Kevin Smith is going to be writing um, the comics for Daredevil and Arrow, Green Arrow, two characters that he wrote when he used to
Oh,
write in
cool.
comics. So he is going to be coming back and he will be writing both of those. And I was like, that's going to be really cool to see. You're going to have Daredevil there's also this is a Marvel and DC crossover. And so it was
Hmm.
announced that this was coming, this was happening, and then also you're going to have Batman will be crossover with Deadpool. I was like, okay, that'll be
Oh, now that would
interesting to see.
be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
how's Batman
imagine?
going? Oh, it's essentially him having to team up with the Joker with a healing factor. Is essentially what he's going to be dealing with. I mean, so
I
I can't
estimate
wait.
that I estimate we're going to be reading a lot of "Shut up, Wade" coming out of
Oh,
Batman.
oh, them fighting. I could see that. The Wayne killing somebody in front of Batman. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. So yeah, this is something that I never thought was going to happen again. Is them actually going to cross over, but Disney, I guess, is trying to um, fix this image right now,
Oh yeah.
and and right now DC is really hot.
Hmm.
Especially with the new Superman movie coming out. I've already heard great things about the Superman movie. On top
Hmm.
of that, you got um, this great opportunity to have the two companies to say, yeah, we're going to do this and let's just have fun with it. And I am extremely excited about it. I've always liked crossovers. I like the Malverse that came out,
Mm-hmm.
that dealt with the two universes. Then they merged together. I don't know if they'll do that. Will they'll come out with amalgam comics again? But this right here looks really, really good. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think, Nikki? Who would you like to see? Because this will be your first time getting to see a Marvel in DC, other than what you've seen in my collection or our
Yeah,
collection
they haven't
now.
done
But
that for a number of years. I
who would you like
I'm
to see
pretty
as a
interested.
crossover?
Well, the Daredevil. You said Daredevil, not Daredevil. You said Deadpool and Batman.
Yes.
I mean, that's just hilarious. You have one character that's very reserved, and then one that's not reserved at all. And I mean, I don't know what other crossovers there'll be, but that would be number one on my list.
Yeah, that me too. That when I saw that, I was like, I have to see
Oh,
that.
you know what?
Abs-
What about a Wolverine and Wonder Woman?
Hmm.
That would be cool. That would be very, very cool. I would like to see that. That would be really cool. Let's see. I got something here for us so y'all can see what I'm
How
talking
about
about.
this one? How about this one? Doctor Strange with John Constantine.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. I would absolutely love that. That would be, yeah, that would be a good story. It would be a really good story. So here's what we got now with Deadpool and Batman. This is actually some of the artwork that's going to be inside of it. So,
Mm.
right off the bat, um, we have really cool artwork. We got really cool seeing those two together. Nikki's favorite character, Deadpool, my favorite character, Batman, and it's gonna be so cool. So
Definitely,
yeah, the concept. What's that?
definitely something I think I'd look forward to. For those who don't know, Deadpool is actually the first movie that me and my wife uh, went and seen together when we were still dating on our first official first date.
oh,
That is
that's a
so
good movie to go
cool.
watch.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. That's really really cool. Nikki
Mm-hmm.
and I, our first movie was called Steer of Echoes. Um, that
Oh,
we saw together with Kevin Bacon. Um,
oh,
but yeah, and then that's also when Nikki proposed to me for marriage. So yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah, I
Um,
proposed to him at a movie theater.
yes, yep.
I didn't mean to, but it happened.
It happened 25 years later. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary on June 10th. So 25
awesome.
years later, we have still been aggravating each other nonstop.
We're very good at aggravating each other.
Yes, we do. We love it.
We're
We
pros.
like doing it. Absolutely. So I want to get into some news for some people if they haven't known about this yet, just so that they will be in the know about if they're looking at getting this transformer here. We're going to take a look at this. So the Age of Proms, Titan class, Star Optimus Prime looks to have some QC issues. That the window is apparently been screwed in wrong, or the panel, and so with this is actually, I mean, for me, if you're going to charge anything that's over $100, you better make sure that you're not going to have this major QC. And apparently, this is something that people are now noticing, dealing with this front panel on the very front of Optimus Prime. I mean, I'm glad that the whole front panel is not clear plastic, but it apparently it has affected the character itself. And for a $137 action figure, just want to make y'all aware this is how it looks, and some people that's already gotten it early. That's been showing it off, and showing that it does have these issues right here with that glass paneling inside of his chest.
Mm. Cheese and crackers, dude.
What's that?
I said cheese and crackers, dude.
I know, right? I mean, um, it's made me where I kind of backed off on ordering a lot of stuff from Hasbro when it deals with Transformers, except for some of the Age of the Proms, just trying to get the 13 proms that I've always wanted to have, the 13 proms, and to finally get them in my collection. Um, but it also has made me where I haven't really opened up a lot of my Transformers as of late, because I'm
Mm.
like, I don't want to have where I open it up and I'm completely just, you know,
Mhm.
defeated. But I want to make people aware of this. This is something that has happened. So buyer beware. If you're going to get it, make sure you pay attention to these little details. I don't know how you can get this fixed, or if you're able to get it fixed, or if Hasbro's going to do anything, to remedy this. I don't know. If they're going to come out with a second wave. There's a lot of things up in the air. So, but yeah, just be on the lookout for that. I did notice that a lot of stuff that for GI Joes that came in, the GI Joes all were made in China. So maybe certain things have been worked out behind the scene with the tariffs and stuff. Maybe they would be able to do that, but buyer beware. Just to let you know, it's not an easy fix. So I've heard, not an easy fix at all. But the last bit of the news that we're all excited about sharing is a movie that I never thought that they would ever create a sequel to. I kind of was on the fence, but the more that I am seeing and the more that I get the messages and the emails and things coming out that's talking about this behind the scene, Spaceballs 2 is coming out. It is in production. It is, and Rick Moranis is actually coming back to do the role. Something I never thought would ever happen, with that he would actually come back to Hollywood and do a movie. He wouldn't
Horrible.
even come back for
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. He wouldn't come back for anything. Not enough amount of money, but he is going to reprise the role as So yeah, what do y'all think? Are you excited about this?
Oh, I
Not
don't know. Are
excited?
they doing
I think
a? I'm sorry.
What'd you say, Nikki?
Are they doing it as like a sequel, like a second
Yes.
one? They're not redoing it.
Nope.
Okay, good.
Se- Yeah, sequel, and all the years that has passed will be in the movie itself, and you'll have Gogurt and all that those characters, certain characters that won't be in it. So the people that passed away,
mm,
like John Candy, who was one of my favorite comedians. Um, he, God rest his soul, and everything. He's not. So I don't know. There's rumors that someone will be playing maybe his son or his daughter as the dog. So that looks like. I mean, Mel Brooks looks to. I think he's going to do a lot the thing to honor it. I really do. But yeah, I couldn't believe that they're going to do it. There's already a trailer out. I can't show the trailer because it'll be copyright issues. But yeah, we are now in the greenlit in the production of this movie that looks to come out in 2027. What do you think, Harold? Did you ever like
it-
Spaceballs?
oh yeah, and the fact that you know if Rick Moranis is coming back to reprise his role as Dark Helmet, hey, I'm all for it. I mean,
Yes.
it's been a while since we've seen any Rick Moranis movie. I don't think he's been in a movie since Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. I think was his
Yes,
last movie.
it was. He got tired of Hollywood. Um,
Hmm.
and apparently he kind of like a lot of stuff that we're seeing come out of Hollywood right now. He kind of been like was a whistleblower at the time, and then he was
Hmm.
like, "I'm done," and he like left Hollywood. People thought that he lost his mind because he was at the top of his career, but
Hmm.
you get the conspiracy side of me and people selling their souls to the Satan.
Hmm.
Makes you wonder what it was that he saw that he was like, "I'm done." And
Hmm.
but he is coming back. I was extremely surprised that he's coming back. I mean, never thought it would happen. Never in a million years.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I I can't say enough. What in Spaceballs? What was one of y'all's favorite scenes?
Mm.
I mean, they were all good. They're all
Mine,
poking fun.
yes, mine was
Mm.
suck, 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 suck. I just as the little kid in me. And then I'm like, when he goes and says, "I'm surrounded by a bunch of assholes," I was like, I
Yeah.
just that's my that's my sister's cousin. Asshole. Who was that? Well, that's my brother cousin, my brother asshole. Oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by a bunch of assholes. It just that movie as a kid and even as an adult, I can't get enough watching it. So yeah, I can't wait. Mel Brooks is one of my. I love all his movies. One of my favorite movies is Blazing Saddles. I probably will probably never see that thing ever be remade or anything. But you got things with Young Frankenstein. Everything that he touches has always been gold when it
Go.
came to being hilarious.
Mm.
So yeah, there we have it. That is all for the news so far. But yeah, a lot of good stuff, man. I mean, I was surprised I was putting this stuff together and the news came out, everything. But so as the discussion for tonight is we're going to talk about what makes you happy. And I've rambled enough and talked. I'm going to turn it over to y'all. So I'll let you go first. Nikki and Harold will think about what makes him happy and kind of go into details. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be based off of comics, toys, video game. It could be whatever makes you happy. What is it that makes you happy? When you're in that mindset, sometimes we get where we're depression can happen to anybody, and it can grab hold of people and tear them down. What is it that you can do, Nikki, that makes you happy?
Well, I love cooking, and I like cooking things that I would normally have to pay for. Like I have gotten into making some sushi and stuff, but one
Mm-hmm.
of our things that we make during the winter is curry.
Yes.
I've been doing a lot of different curries. They actually make your body feel good too. So it's like a double thing. I like cooking. Plus the meals are full of like turmeric and like cinnamon and things that actually make your body feel good if you have pain and things like that. Um,
I've still never tried curry.
I like it. It's a funny thing that you wouldn't necessarily be like, oh yeah, it's like one of my favorite foods, but it is, and I think it's because when I eat it, it just makes you feel good. It's filling. You don't have to put meat in it. Traditional curry doesn't have to have any meat in it whatsoever. Like I make a chickpea curry that Derek just a lentil curry. That's what it is. A
Lentil, yep.
lentil curry that is just really good. And
It's
I was
awesome.
gonna make some this past week. I was gonna make a chicken curry with there's this sauce condiment called riata. It's like this cucumber and yogurt, and you put it to foods that are either too hot or you just want to have a different flavor. But my cucumbers rotted before I could get to them, but that's okay. I'm still gonna make the chicken curry. But and the other thing I just absolutely love is like when me and Derek get on and we played Lego Fortnite and we're just in there building cities and Derek's like, I need this and I need that and let's go make this. let's go kill a brute and go get a brute skill. And so we'll play that all day long. I'm saying we get up like we start playing at noon. We play till 2 in the morning, and so that's the other thing that we like to do.
Yeah. Fortnite, a lot of people don't know, but me and Nikki are both disabled. And so, but we used to be very active. And when you're not able to be as active as you're used to, and you're like, oh, wow, I can't move the way I used to, you find other things. And Nikki has turned me on to curry, and she turned me on to sushi. Two things I never had as a country boy. And
Hmm.
so, two things now I love as much as I can get. Yeah. So she makes some of the best lentil curry that I've ever had. So yeah,
You never had lentil curry,
that true. That I know, but we have eaten at Indian restaurants later.
but we can have
And
lentil curry.
what was it then?
I was probably like a chicken curry. That was when you were first getting used to me. At one point, I was vegan, and that was to help with my pain. And so I took out cheese, dairy, meat, the whole shebang. And it did help for a while. But uh, so that back then, I was still feeding him meat because, well, he was just thought it was the craziest thing ever that I decided I didn't want to eat any meat products whatsoever. So.
Yeah, but you did get me away from eating hot dogs, and so yeah,
I
that
told
was
him if
something.
I'd rather him eat steak than hot dogs. And so I was like, do you want hot dogs or steak? Obviously, you chose steak and it's better for you. So I made sure to choose something that I knew would be an easy yes for him.
So what about you, Harold? What is it that you do to make you happy?
Um, yeah, just different things. I mean, I like to. I mean, used to I would go on walks to, to get happy. But one thing that makes me happy is tinkering with my robots, or you know, making some of them like chase the dog around or whatever.
That's awesome.
And
That is awesome.
um, uh, just doing stuff like getting to do the mission work that I get to do. Uh, with building, helping build handicap ramps and everything. You don't normally see people even with my vision doing stuff like that.
No.
But I will be quick to, if that's all I do is tote boards and dig a couple holes, I'm good. I've
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean
And you did the mission trip, and where you were going into the mountains and the places where they got hit with the flooding and other stuff.
actually this was over in West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Um, Now my wife, she's at the places where they got hit with the flooding and all that, in that part of the mountains, and they're
Okay.
staying in a school. They're staying inside a school, and most of the people in that area still have no power. Uh, of course, cell service sucks even when they
Yeah.
do have power. Um, but yeah, she had to, since she's been up there, she's had to take and clean out a little supply area they had that had pretty much been abandoned.
Okay.
Had to move some stuff around, had to repaint some stuff. There was a few other things she's done while she's been up there, but I can't remember them all.
And it's interesting, and I forgot to say this, and it came to my mind just now. Will was supposed to be with us tonight, but he is moving from New Jersey back home, so he will be back when he's back. But I look at happiness kind of being one of those things that you could pretty much try to do anything and everything to get somebody to be happy. But it's
Mm-hmm.
really something that you yourself are going to have to. You got to pick something that's going to make you happy. And I know a lot of times, even people that, family, certain family members look at me and Nikki and go, "Why are y'all still playing with action figures? Why do y'all still do that? Why do you go and get comics? Don't you think you should grow up?" And we look at those people that say that about us and we go, but
Uh
maybe we just lost. There we are. Oh, we lost
Yeah.
internet for a second. Are you still on, Nikki?
Yeah, I think it's still on.
All right. My computer thing just. All right, I'm back, and it says we're still going. Okay, my computer kind of shut down for a second. We kind of look at it and we're going. We go, well, what do you do to be happy? And a lot of times people can't answer that question. You would think that's the easiest question to ask somebody is like, what makes you happy?
mm-hmm.
And we found out a lot of people can't answer that. And I think we get in this mindset um that we have to act a certain way and be a certain way, and then we'll be accepted in society. And when I get accepted in society, then I'll be happy. But the problem is that those people are still not happy. And I tell people all the time, uh, we had someone that sitting there and said, "Oh, I wish I could draw. I'd love to draw." And I was like, "Do you know how to draw stick people?" And they were like, "Well, yeah." I said, "That's art. Do
Mm-hmm.
something with a stick person and do it where you'll enjoy it and and practice with it, and then eventually you'll see that you are an artist. An artist is, people have different art styles and they have different places in their growth. And I think a lot of times we have this thing stamped on us by society that you got to go to work 9 to 5 or go to college and do this and do that. And you do the rigmarole and you're running and you realize at the end of the day, like me and Nikki, whenever I couldn't go back and work in the movies. That was hard for me. I hit depression like I had never had it before.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki got to see some of the darkest moments of our marriage was me going through that type of depression. And then,
Amen.
you know, and then you wake up and you're like, wait a second, my wife isn't, she's not responsible to make me happy. Her responsibility is to stand by me, and I can't be responsible for her happiness. So we got to find what we like and what makes us happy and do it. And that's what I kind of wanted the show to end on is don't let someone tell you what it is that's okay for you to do. Don't let someone else tell you
Exactly.
how you should feel and tell you what you can like and what you can't like. If you like,
And see, with that, me and my wife are like, that's probably just because the thing is they're not happy with their life, so they try to force it on you and try to
yes,
make you be unhappy just because they're unhappy.
yes. I mean, we had a family member that we saw and we were surprised that, the kids didn't know that Nikki was their aunt.
Mm-hmm.
And that person was so livid at the fact that Nikki got to see the kids, and it just was by a fluke. It was by accident. It's one of those things where we're like, well, God intervened, so you let it be organic, you let it happen.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we're like, why why are they so angry and sad? And you're like, you never want to see someone sad. You want to be able to help somebody. But if
Mm-hmm.
they're not willing to help themselves to be happy with themselves, that's why I tell people keep it simple, stupid. Find something that you like and latch onto it. I get an action figure in the mail today from Amazon, and Amazon actually delivered it to the right place in the right location. That made me the happiest I was all day long. And then I get a character that's just a plastic crack. Is what I call it, my plastic crack. Um, and I look at it and I'm like, people are like, why you spend money on this? And I'm like, how many times are you maybe going out and buying alcohol? Or how many
Yeah.
times do you go out to eat? Or how many times are you doing these other little things that maybe makes you happy? This is no different for me,
Exactly.
and at the
How
end
many
of the
times do you
day,
buy a lottery ticket?
yeah, I mean,
I mean,
a lot of people don't realize that, they spend money on
For a
things that
$10 coffee.
yeah. And you look
yeah.
at and I look at it and I'm like, well, it's got to be because they aren't in a good place themselves. And, you know, don't think that you have to be in control of everyone's happiness. The only way you need to be in control of happiness is for yourself. That don't mean
Yeah.
you be selfish. That doesn't mean you get to be entitled. It don't mean you get to be a bully. And doesn't mean you get to be, you put others down to make yourself happy. That's not happiness. That's just
No.
self-centeredness. Um, but find something, whatever it is, and maybe for those of you out there that look at adults that pick up action figures, maybe think about what you liked as a kid. Maybe there was a cartoon you liked as a kid. Think about that for a second and go out and find that action figure and
Mm-hmm.
see how much joy that will bring back to your memory. To you'll reconnect with your child within you. My grandpa always said, you know, um, you'll never grow old if you hold on to something from your youth. If you hold on, that is the fountain of youth, is holding on to something from your youth. You'll never grow old. And my grandpa was a big kid all the way up to when he went home to be with the Lord. Um, and that set with me, and I still does today. And it's the reason why I still collect toys and read comic books. I mean, yesterday I read 14 issues of G.I. Joe yesterday, and I had the best day out of the whole day. I felt like crap. My heart was bothering me, and I couldn't really get up and do anything. But I sat there and read. Nikki slept. I mean, that's something she likes to do, is take a long nap. I'm like,
Too.
sleepers are suckers. So, but yeah, that's how I wanted us to talk about at the end of the thing, is like, find something that makes you happy. Remember that one thing that you got when you got something on Christmas morning, or something that you got when you were a kid that you loved as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and go on eBay. And if you don't have it, go on eBay and buy it. You know,
And
um,
even and even so, if they didn't have that character you liked as a kid as an action figure back then, I'm pretty sure they have it as an action figure now. I
exactly.
was one of
Like,
the, I was one of those
what?
weirdos as a kid. I always wanted a Jason action figure. But at that time, there is no Jason action figure. I was
No,
a
there wasn't.
big time horror nut. And
Same.
now, thanks to McFarlane and Mezco and NECA, and there's how many Jason action figures now,
Oh, I
Mhm.
know. I know.
as well as full size Chucky dolls and everything else.
Oh, and for me, getting this character right here, a character kind of like Lando. I always wanted Lando as a kid,
Oh, yes.
and Doc. Nikki knows my family and the reason why. I won't, and you probably could figure it out whenever you see who the characters I'm talking about. But I was never allowed to have these characters. Um, But as an adult, I got Doc today. Someone that I didn't know, I didn't think I'd ever get this character in my collection. It kind of went off
Mm-hmm.
my radar that they even came out with a classified one because I wasn't buying G.I. Joe. And Nikki was like, he's always thought about that character. He showed me the cartoon from G.I. Joe's where he's in it for a little bit. He also likes the character Rescue, and he was also a medic. Um, but that was for me. And so when I got that, this character is my very first doc that I ever got. Um, I was a kid again, completely back a kid, absolutely back a kid. And so from there, that's the great thing about collecting action figures is that, like you said, there wasn't any Jason Voorhees. I loved Friday the 13th. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't know this, but Kevin Bacon was in uh, Friday the 13th. Matter of fact, Jason pins him to the bed with his teenage girlfriend when they're in one of the camper suites, and that was what made me a fan of Kevin Bacon. I actually watched Footloose because he was in um, the Friday 13th. Jason Voorhees has been always as funny as you said that. I love Jason Voorhees.
Yes.
Um, and I was a huge horror. My first thing I got to work on when I actually worked in movies, I actually worked on a thing that was called the Zombie Diaries, which dealt with these short clips that went to um, the night of the living dead.
Mm-hmm.
Romeo, oh God, I can't think of the director's name
George
now.
George A. Romero.
Romero.
Yes, and Nikki and I got to work on that together. Nikki was one of the zombies in it. I was a zombie that
I
fell
was
down
the
this
main
massive.
zombie.
Yeah, I fell down the
Oh.
massive hill and nearly broke my back doing it. And then it got cut. I mean, it didn't even get used. But horror was something. Nikki never watched a horror movie till she married me,
Mm-hmm.
And
and
even then it was
so
like this.
yes, but she knew how much I like Kevin
Is it
Bacon,
gory
and she
yet?
knew, yeah, it was like, and we saw Stereo of Echoes, and then you know, so it's like one of those things is that if you grab hold of something that you have from your childhood or something that, uh, you know, I think it's a great thing. And whatever those little things that make you happy is what makes life keep going. I think every day you should find something that makes you happy, even if it's just a small thing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Nikki made this great meal that apparently my body hated. Tasted
It
wonderful.
tasted lovely though.
Absolutely great little slider thing that she made. But Derek's body was like, oh, no. My body was not happy. My mind was happy with the flavors, but my body was saying no. So, but Nikki made something. She likes cooking, and it makes her happy if I taste it. I tasted it. I ate too much of it. My body paid the price for it. But that's what I wanted the end the show to be about tonight is what makes you happy. Just to put that thought out there that maybe rekindle with your child, your inner child. Go back and think as a kid that I have something that I has for show and tell that I got to take to school and you don't have it anymore. I guarantee you, if you take that time to find it, you'll reconnect with that inner child. And I think that's where your happiness comes from. Because not getting all biblical and everything, but Jesus says, come as the little children. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the mindset that we in a society kind of need to get back to is get back our innocence a little bit. There's too many things taking away the innocent enjoyment in our life. And maybe come back to enjoy a little of the innocence. And if it's a horror movie, go for it. Nikki thing is if she gets sad or whatever, I see zombies. That
Mm-hmm.
connects with her and she'll start laughing. Don't know why. That she always was laughing when I said, hey, zombie. She's like about to cry. zombies. And she's like, oh, yeah, zombies. Oh, are they going to eat somebody? What are they going to do? You know,
Are they the
so, but
slow
yeah.
zombies?
Speaking
Are
of
they the fast
zombies,
zombies?
speaking of zombies, WoW actually came out with a robot zombie. It's like a one of those moving target things. Sorry, this is probably way off topic.
No,
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 that's
no, it's not.
funny.
Go ahead. I want to know more about this because
And,
I've not heard this.
yeah, I think it's out of print, kind of rare now because you got to like find it on eBay or whatever. But yeah, like it came with a blaster and a couple darts, and you shoot the zombie, and if you like, I think you hit him in the chest and his arms come off, and he's like moving the whole time, uh, just like any other robot. And I think you got to shoot his head a certain way for his brain to pop open and all that crap. But
That's cool. I'm going to
yeah.
look that up. That
That's
that
funny.
that is
Hmm.
funny. I'm going to look that
It's
up.
like,
That
hey,
sounds cool.
target practice for when the zombies do rise up.
I move like a zombie sometimes. So, and moan like one too sometimes when I'm trying to get up and move off my couch. Nikki's like,
Brains.
brains. So yeah, but
Or me in the morning, coffee.
coffee. So yeah, there you go. So that's what I wanted our show to end on was kind of like think about what makes you happy, and if you can't think of anything, think about what made you happy as a kid and what it was that made you happy, and redo it as an adult. You'll be surprised at how much that will change your outlook on everything. So, guys, is there anything y'all are doing this week you want to share before we get off?
Mm.
Do
Only thing I've
anything?
got is only thing I've got is do some more yard work and wait for my wife to get home tomorrow.
Oh no, yard work. Oh,
Oh
oh,
yes.
yeah. I need. I was very blessed. My father-in-law came and mowed our yard for us this week when he realizes I was having issues because it's getting hot and having issues with my heart. So he came out and actually got out his nice fancy mower and brought it out
Hmm.
here and just went. And he's done in like 15 minutes. And I'm like, it'll take me all day. And he's like, he's done. The cats are like, what in the world's that noise? But yeah. All right. Anything, Nikki, you got plans for this week?
Um, I'm gonna try to make bread.
Make bread,
Yeah, I
and
want to
maybe
try to
we
make
can
bread.
and work on the book some more, and maybe get to the
I'm
comic
just
book
to
store.
till my garden too.
Yes, yes, definitely got to do that. Definitely before it gets too hot this week. I want to see what I can tackle before. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, with that, that is the end of the show. I hope y'all had a good one. Thank you all that stayed with us and watched it. And leave a comment down below and let us know what makes you happy, because we are all curious. And with that, we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.